Hi guys, this is Lucy again. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, look through my other videos, get to know me, subscribe if you like what you see, and if you don't, well, periodically maybe you might want to peek through and see what I have, because I'm going to be posting new videos really often. As of right now, I have been posting one every single day. I'm not really sure if I'm going to continue that or not, but I do want to be a regular poster, so keep that in mind. What this sit down video is going to be about today is going to be about my tips for maintaining a healthy marriage. Again, these are my tips. These might not necessarily pertain to you, but you might learn maybe a thing or two through my tips, or if you have any tips to leave me, go ahead and leave them down below. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and remember, these are my opinions, these are my tips. If you like them, maybe you can apply them to your own life. I'm going to give you 5, so I am going to start with number 1. Number 1, I would say, is definitely compromise. Compromise is a big one, considering that there's 2 people in a relationship. And these 2 people might have different beliefs because they were raised different. Maybe they have different political views, child rearing differences. Maybe one's dirty, one's clean, whatever it may be. But you always have to learn to compromise, because when you're in a relationship, especially if you're living together, it's going to be really hard if you don't always compromise. For example, like, let's say I would always try to get my way and he never gets his way. At one point, it's going to cause a lot of conflict. I mean, maybe if he wants a new couch and so do you, but for whatever reason you really want like a brown one and he doesn't, I don't know, maybe you guys can get the type of style he wants and the color you want, or something along those lines. Like, always incorporate a little bit of what he wants and as much as possibly as you want to, so you guys can try to find like a balance, kind of like a middle. When it comes to compromising, yes, of course, it is not always exactly 50-50. It might be like 60-40, 55, whatever. But always try your best to compromise for the other person. Or if one time you get your way, maybe next time be a little bit, selfless and allow them to get their way. Because in reality, if you always get your way, people don't like that. When you're in a committed relationship with another person, you always want to make sure you are thinking about them as well as much as you're thinking about yourself. So number 2, learn to say sorry. And again, I know this is really hard for most people to do, especially men, maybe. I don't know, maybe that I'm just being biased or something. But it is hard to say sorry, especially when you think you are right. In this case, if you know for whatever reason that they might actually be right, whether or not it hurts your ego, just say sorry, end the problem and move on. That's it. Simple as that. You don't want to drag on a problem for no reason. I mean, especially if you're living together. Like, it's very, like, nobody wants to be living in a household where there's constant tension, when 2 people are always mad. I mean, you're not going to be happy and the other person is not going to be happy. So if you just learn to say sorry and just move past your problems, everything, and just let go, things are going to be easier, I promise. Number 3, pick your battles. This is huge. Especially if you are living together, you do not want to make a big problem of nothing. And I don't mean of nothing, because obviously if it was nothing, there would be no problem. But I mean, like, let's say he constantly leaves his socks on the floor, and that bothers you, because it bothers me. But you know what? It's something little. It takes, like 10 seconds for me to just pick them up and throw them to the laundry. It's not a big deal. I am not going to blow my top off because of socks. I mean, unless like one day you have like a walking toddler or crawling baby or whatever, and it like chokes on the sock, then it's gotten to a point where it needs to be a problem. But if it's just something minor, again, you don't want to blow it out of proportion and maybe last hours, days, whatever, like really mad because of a sock. It's like really pointless. It's not a good like argument. There's no reason to be fighting for. And there's a lot of things like that, like, because again, you guys have different views, you guys grew up differently, you know, he might be clean, you might be not, or you might be clean, he's messy, whatever it is. Always remember to just really pick your battles. There's just some things where you just kind of have to suck it up, let it go, and move on. And if it's a big deal, yeah, bring it up. But if not, mostly 8 out of 10 times, it's not even worth it. Trust me. 4, communication. Again, very cliche, but it's very true. This can go possibly hand in hand with pick your battles, because again, like for example, the sock example. If it really bothers you, just bring it up. You don't have to make it like a big deal, but you can possibly just say, oh, you know, hey, I've noticed that you don't really pick up your socks. Like I was just wondering if you could like possibly do it from now on, just because it's easier for me. That's it, you know, close conversation. That's one way to look at communication. Another way is possibly, if you really, like if something is bothering you, or if you think something is important, bring it up, communicate with him, tell him. Again, exactly as we are, you know, we overthink. I mean, women tend to overthink most things, but usually men don't. So if you don't tell him, possibility is he won't even know. So yes, he's not a mind reader. He's not, you know, some kind of psychic or something. So if you don't tell him, he's not gonna know. So yes, communication is key. Number 5, again, top cliche, trust. But this can go in a massive amount of like varieties and where I'm talking about trust. Again, this can mean trust her. Don't be a jealous person, or trust him. You know, just because he goes out one day doesn't mean he's, you know, jumping on the first person he sees or she sees. That's not, you know, if you're in a relationship with someone, you should trust them, because there is a reason you guys are together. If that person did not appreciate you, want you in such a way, they would not be with you. I mean, again, if this is not the case, if they are with someone else and they are with you, you know, again, that's on them. But you should feel confident that this person is with you because they want to. That is trust. And also, you should trust them with your life. You should be able to leave your kids with your significant other and feel content that they are being taken care of. Because why? You trust them. You trust them with your life. You trust them with your children's life. If you are sharing your life with this person, you should trust them with your life. You should know and you should believe that they have your best interest at heart. So again, these are my 5 tips. You know, if you guys think they apply to you, you know, great. If you think they don't, I'm sorry. These are my tips. Yeah, and I apologize for being kind of all over the place, but I just really wanted to get those points across because these are like very, very important. So yeah, if you liked what you saw, if you liked my video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, share it, comment. I love interacting with other people. So yeah, until next video.